Welcome to our channel Golden Van Ventures. I'm Bethan and I love going on campervan adventures with my two golden retriever friends along for the journey. This is baby Star, she's nearly 1 year old, and this is my beautiful Chloe, she's nearly 11 years old. Hi everyone, as you can see I'm not in the campervan, I'm back home now, so we've been home a little while, settling back into normal life, but we had 2 weeks away this time in Shetland. Some of you may remember that I was trying to get to Shetland earlier in the year, but the ferry got cancelled last minute and we changed our plans and went to the Outer Hebrides instead. But this time we had a wonderful time on Shetland. We went up really slowly and I hope you enjoy coming along with us this time. So we started the 700-mile north journey, with the first leg being up to the Lake District. We had so much to pack into the van but managed to do so, and then we were off. Hi everyone, so we're just about to leave. A little bit later than expected, just took us a little bit longer to get organised. The girls are strapped in and ready. We're full to the top, can't fit any more in, and we're looking forward to like a little adventures. Very exciting. So our first stop is the Lake District. We're actually just staying off the motorway today. Star, get down. We're just staying off the motorway today at the T-Bay Caravan and Camping Site, I think it's called, which normally I wouldn't stay there, but I've not stayed there before and we want to, it's late in the day and we just want to get to somewhere en route and get a couple of hours under our belt. So the facilities are pretty basic on this site, but everything you need, and electric hookup, and we actually got a voucher. So I think we paid £26, got a £3 voucher for the restaurant and shop, so I had some food which was great, and then we got on our way. So the journey today is up to Stirling, which is 2 and a bit hours. So we started our way up and we're really surprised when we got there to this beautiful site with beautiful mountains around us. The girls had a lovely walk and then we had a bit of a sort of chill out afternoon, and Star begged me for some food, which is as per usual. Then we had a little walk round later on before settling down for the evening. I love this time of day. We can put the TV out and we've got the bed out too, but it's still light enough to watch the world go by. Our girls are chilled out. As you can see, Star's eyeing up that bone. After a night's sleep, we've got one of our longer journeys, nearly 4 hours up to Brora. Now, Brora's a beautiful site. It's on the coast, so we can walk. You walk over a little golf course to get to the beach, but it's only 5 minutes. Beautiful site. And we're so far north now, really makes it feel like we're on our way. So here we are, this is Brora Beach. There's only one more couple with a dog on the beach, but it is kind of like 5:30 now, and I don't want the girls, if I let them off the lead, they'll be straight in the sea, and then wet dog in the van is not fun. So the other thing that's not fun is there's like a little dolphin that's been washed up on the shore. That's really sad, but that's another reason they're not going off the lead. But we're still going to go for like a nice little walk down this beach. It's lovely, isn't it? It goes on for like miles and miles and miles. So this is the shortest leg of our journey now, up to Scrabster to get the ferry. So this ferry is with the North Link ferries, and we're just driving up to the ferry terminal. And we're just going to check in and meet one of the friendliest people. Morning. Key number 9. Brilliant. Thank you. Have a good day. 9. Lane number 9. Number 9. Lane number 9. So as we're waiting in the queue, Star gets a little bit impatient. I'm calling my little mischief, and she came up to sit with me near the front. She is strapped in, and then after a little while, we were able to board.
Similar, but you'll be over in front of either the transit van or the gap.
On the side, yeah.
As long as it'll just pull you back once you come round, you'll see.
Right.
Thank you.
One of many times that I had to reverse on this trip on ferries, which, to be honest, I've not really experienced previously, and I've been on quite a lot of ferries. Now, I'd stopped recording the poor person before me because I think it can be really stressful when you've got lots of people watching you, and the crew are really helpful, but I think when they're trying to guide you sometimes it can be a bit confusing. So I was just like, right, come on, we're just going to do this, and just got in the space, which was absolutely fine. I left the girls in the van this time. Then they're kind of released from the harnesses and whatever, but they're in their normal environment, so they're quite happy, and that means I can go on deck and take some pictures and little videos. There's also a bit of a mac and cheese theme going on this break too. The Scrabster to Stromness ferry, you go past the Old Man Ahoy, which is a famous sea stack that is popular with climbers, and apparently during the First World War, when pilots were learning to fly, they used to make them try and fly through that gap between the cliffs and the sea stack, which seems pretty incredible. I don't know if that's true though. After about an hour and 30 minutes, we arrive in Stromness, and I drive over the island, which is pretty beautiful. Although it's a pretty dull day, it's quite dry. I then have my second reversing experience of the day, when, a single track road on a bend with a tractor. This was like pretty much setting me up for the journey though, to be honest, and at this point I was thinking I'm not quite sure what to do, because you can't see behind me, but there is a long road back and not really anywhere to pull in. So I did think, okay, if I have to reverse I will, but eventually this kind farmer decided to reverse back and then let me pull into the space where you can see that red car is, and then I was able to just reverse out after the tractor had gone and get on my way. Now, anyone feeling put off by the single track roads, please don't be, because although there are many single track roads, there's lots of main roads across the island, and then when you kind of come off the main roads to get to some of the more remote locations, they tend to be single track. A lot of them have got passing places, so you can get past, and even if you are in a situation like this, as you see, there's always a solution. So don't worry too much is my motto, and we were back off on our journey again. So we had a few hours on Orkney before our ferry, which was due at midnight. So the girls had a lovely walk, and were quite tired out. And then as I sat with the light going down, I'm sure I saw a heron. Please tell me this is a heron, anyone who knows. And then we got the ferry about 11:30. So I boarded the ferry and I've got a little cabin this time. I've chosen to leave the girls in the van. They prefer their normal environment and can be a bit unsettled by new environments. And they've got their beds, each other and water, etc. And it is overnight, so I know that they'll sleep. That'll be fine, and I'm ready for sleep too. So I made it onto the boat. Nice little cabin. I can't wait to have a sleep in that bed. I'm so tired. Got a little TV. Little tea making stuff. Got a little ensuite in there, little shower. I can't wait to get in this bed. I'm so tired. Got a little window, look. Not that you can really see anything out of it because it's dark outside, but very nice in the morning. Included in the price of my cabin was a complimentary breakfast. And then I went on deck as we were coming into Lerwick. So we finally arrived on Shetland, and when I went down to see the girls, they were clearly fast asleep because I peeked through the window, but also they had that kind of like really sleepy look on their faces when I actually opened the door. So they'd had a good night's sleep. I had an amazing night's sleep. It was actually a pretty smooth crossing. And now we're on Shetland and we can begin our Shetland adventures. So we're here at Sunborough Airport, and unexpectedly, like, you have to drive across the runway, which is pretty cool, isn't it? Or pretty cool, but like, obviously, so you know, normally like back home where you see these sorts of lights, it's a train track, isn't it? Here it's an airport, a runway, an actual runway with actual planes, so that's quite exciting. Looks like we might actually get to see a plane. Just I wasn't prepared for this. Just had to like get my phone out. I assume it's legal to use my phone while I'm sitting stationary waiting for an aeroplane. Where it'll come from. You can see over there. If you can see the planes there. If I can zoom in for you. There's a couple over there. Oh, here's the plane. Just how amazing is that? Now I recognise that I'm probably a bit overexcited, but after crossing the runway, after the plane had landed, we headed on to Sunborough Head. So Sunborough is the most southern part of Shetland, and in the months, I think from May to July, you can see puffins here. Chloe found an orca, not the orca I wanted to see. Excuse the videoing skills, I was trying to hold both leads with a puller and a camera. But we enjoyed a nice little walk, and then we saw the lighthouse, which was beautiful, and also a plane from the airport that we just crossed came over the hill side, and there's some amazing kind of rock formations around Sunborough as well. It's a pretty calm day today. After checking the forecast, we decided to drive north, initially up to the Isle of Yell. So we got the little ferry, which takes about 15 minutes, and ended up at Burravoe campsite. So we're at Burravoe. Thought I'd just show you the facilities, because this is like a little community run thing, but it's lovely. It's got a washer dryer if you need it, kettle, toaster, microwave, just leave some donations, and nice shower and nice toilets. And yeah, what you do, you just kind of put your money in one of these envelopes, post it through the door. What I also love about this facilities block is that it's got a boat as the roof. So we then just enjoyed a little cup of tea and took the day in, and then I took the girls to the beach as promised for their first splash around. So this is still on the Isle of Yell, and this beach is called West Sandwick, absolutely beautiful beach. It's accessed again via single track roads, but it's fine. We had the beach entirely to ourselves, so the girls had a great run round on the beach. As you can see, it was a really beautiful day actually. It was, although it's cloudy, it was nice and dry, and we had a really good day. So the girls had a great play on the beach at West Sandwich, and then we moved round to the sands of Brecon, which again is another beautiful beach. This time the access is pretty easy to drive to again, but down single track roads, and as you can see there's a beautiful rainbow over the cliffs over the sea, which is beautiful. Just going to pat the van up, and look who's round here. Hello now. So these little inter-island ferries, I think we paid about £16 something for a return, which I didn't think was too bad. I think it's cheaper for a car, around £10-11, and it depends on the time of year that you go, so do check. You can book on their website, and you usually pay by cash or card actually on the ferry. As these are only really short crossings, you just stay in your vehicle and you just watch the world go by for 10 minutes or so. So after the 10-minute ferry over to the Isle of Unst, we arrive and start driving to our destination. We've only got probably about another kind of 3/4 of an hour of daylight left, so I was keen to get there as soon as possible. And this time we're not staying at a campsite. This is actually the first wild camp we're doing on this trip, and what a location to do it in. So we drove the 30 minutes up to the top of Unst, and this is just below Hermanus Nature Reserve, and we had our own little private beach, and we stayed here overnight. It was so cold though overnight. It's a beautiful location. The girls were all wrapped up and we had a great night's sleep. So this was probably one of the most memorable trips for me. So this is a 3-hour circular walk at Hermanus Nature Reserve, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and would totally recommend it to anybody. So I walked a bit further round. Again, the sea stacks are absolutely beautiful, but just found all these seabirds, which I was a bit mesmerised by really. I could have just stayed here forever just watching them. I think at certain times of year this is where the puffins are as well, which would be amazing. I'd definitely come back and see the puffins here. It's a beautiful place. After my walk, I came back to see the girls and had some tea and toast and a bit of a chill for half an hour. Just admired the views from the car park of the nature reserve, which is where we're going to stay tonight. And then I took the girls to Norwich Beach, where they had a lovely walk. They had to stay on the lead because there were people around, but it's a beautiful beach. I'd totally recommend this one as well. Very beautiful. So on the way back up to the nature reserve where we were going to stay tonight, we found this Viking longhouse and Viking boat on the side of the road. You can just go in and you can go into the boat as well. You can have a look around the longhouse. I really enjoyed it. I just wasn't really expecting to find it there, but yeah, it was lovely to see and just, you know, feel what it might be like actually being a Viking. We got back to our overnight spot. I cooked up some dinner, which I was going to make some fajitas with, and then after that we all settled down for the night, or that's what I thought, until guess what happened. After the spectacular show of the Northern Lights last night, we found a little cafe this morning and had some lunch, some lovely soup, and then we went on to Munes Castle. I think this castle had the creakiest door I have ever heard. Now this really was a lovely castle, but I was here on my own. There was nobody around, and I couldn't see anybody around outside either. And I was a little bit scared. It was a little bit eerie, a little bit scary. It was a really sunny day, so walking around outside was lovely, but being inside, I was just thinking about all of the people that would have been in there kind of hundreds and maybe thousands of years ago. So the castle was the last place we visited before getting back on the road to get the ferries back over to the mainland Shetland. So again, as we came over, we had to get 2 ferries back. So one ferry over to Yell, and then the ferry from Yell back to mainland Shetland. So although that sounds a lot, actually there's only about 30 minutes driving, maybe 35 minutes between the 2 islands. So when we got back onto the mainland, we made our way to Lerwick to get some supplies, and then we went up to Braywick. After picking up a few supplies in Lerwick, we made our way northwest to Braywick. We had a bit of a duvet day today because there was a storm outside, although it looks lovely and sunny with 50-mile-an-hour winds. So we had a duvet day in the van, and later on you can hear the rain on the roof of the van. After a stormy night, the wind has dropped today, so we're going to do the walk to Calder's Geo, which is apparently Britain's largest cave. As you can hear, it is still very windy, but I promise you it's about half as windy as it was yesterday. So we didn't get too close to the edge, or I didn't get too close to the edge when I got the girls with me. I'm not sure my filming or photography have done Esheness justice, but it really was one of my favourite places to visit. There's many walks you can do up there, but it was fantastic and one of my favourites. On the short drive back to the campsite, we met this little Shetland pony, and then we went back to the Braywick Cafe, which is at the campsite, and the girls had a little snooze. So we got the kettle on, but not for a cup of tea, because we've also got a beer, and we're making hot water bottle. It's cold. So we've got the diesel heater on. We've got strictly on. We've got the diesel heater on because it's really cold. And the girls are on the bed. They've just had their dinner. As the cloud cleared, it got even colder overnight, but the girls were well wrapped up and we had a great night's sleep again before new adventures tomorrow. So this is how we set up for the night. Chloe's just chewing her antler on my bed. Hey Chloe. Little stars down here. This is normally where Chloe goes, to be fair, but she's, I don't know, having a little chill. It's a bit of a mess in here tonight just because we're off grid. I'm going to show you where we are in a sec. So the hot water bottle's waiting there. That's the big Jackery battery that I use when I'm off grid to just charge all the cameras, and TV's plugged in there as well for later on. This is my junk seat where everything goes when I'm parked up. Girls' water bottle goes down here. Probably not the best place, but it's the only place I found that works. We bring water canisters with us. Now look at where we are. Look at this. How amazing is that? Stayed at worse places. This is St Ninian's Isle, and to get to the little island you walk over the beach, but the beach has sea both sides of it, so it's called a tombolo, which I've not seen before, but this one is particularly beautiful. You can walk over to the island, there's some sea cliffs on the other side which are absolutely beautiful. We stayed here and watched the sunset. So for our last night's stay, we're wild camping again, staying at Sunborough Lighthouse. The sea is really chunky, it's a little bit windy, and we again had some amazing sunsets. As the sun sets on our last night, we hope you've enjoyed coming along with us. Please subscribe, hit the like button and join us on our next adventure.